All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is David Hamilton. I'm here at the Nashville Starz, the organizer of my event, and I want to welcome and congratulate these two for putting on a fantastic performance this evening, Gary McIntyre and Susan Kirklin.
Hey, how are you doing?
So, it is a pleasure that no matter where we are, no matter what happens in the ballroom, when the two of you are in the ballroom, we know that something spectacular is going to happen because the two of you are so talented and so many facets of dance. How many times world country western champion were you, Gary?
A lot. 7, 8, something like that. Anytime.
So many he can't keep count himself. And I know that I've known you for a very long time. We won't go into that story, but she was a little girl. And so when you started dancing, Gary found you out of the West Coast swing world. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. I just won the national championship in showcase swing, and we were doing a lot of shows and traveling around to country events. And that's where I saw him and his ex-wife performing.
So,
yeah, but they were splitting up, and so I was looking for a new partner, so we decided to dance together.
Now, did you know her and her past of dancing before you actually met her?
It was kind of crazy because my ex-wife and I were very good friends, and she's a lovely person, Lisa, and I were looking at Susan dancing. We were looking for a partner for me. She was helping me find a partner.
Wow.
And she said, and I looked at her, and Susan was in this big lift with David Appel, who's an amazing theater arts dancer, and she has her foot winged in an attitude position while pressed in the air. And Susan said, "That's impressive," and she's ballet trained. And I said, "That is impressive." She kind of said, well, I talked to her, should I ask her? And she said, "You should ask her to dance." I didn't ask her that weekend. That was in Arizona. But when I saw her 3 or 4 months later, when you were at an event with Olga in Dallas,
Oh,
I
really?
asked.
Oh, that's right. I remember us doing that performance.
Yeah, I asked
Exactly.
Susan to dance with me that weekend. She said no. But about a week later, she said yes, and maybe she did some research, I'm not sure, but she said yes, thought about her career, and since that's the rest is history. That was 2005, in November 2005. We started dancing in 2006.
So this question is fair now. Had you known anything about his past and his dancing?
Oh yeah,
Before
no,
he
for
asked
sure,
you to dance,
for
yes.
sure, yeah. In the country world, Gary and Lisa were household names, so
Household
for sure,
names.
yeah.
I believe that. I
Yeah,
believe that.
so I definitely knew them. It wasn't him. It was just I didn't think I was going to continue dancing. I thought I had a corporate job, and I planned to pursue that fully.
How boring, dear.
I know, but so I thought about it, and then I thought, well, you can't dance forever. So I thought, well, might as well give it a shot, and then we're still going.
Well, I think the world of dance is very glad that you'd made that decision. So this is a very interesting part of mine and Gary's past. Him and his former partner were principal dancers in the Broadway show Swing. Tell us a little bit about your experience in traveling with that tour of that show.
It's so funny. Well, we got that. We were getting married, and 2 weeks before we got married, we got hired by the show, and they were starting rehearsals a week later. They were like, they saw us on YouTube, and they wanted us to dance the country number in the show. But we were getting married, so we decided to do the show. It was a very lucrative contract, very nice. But the problem was that we had to miss the first week, get married, got married Saturday, left Sunday.
Make sure we remembered that part of life, right? Oh,
I know.
Sorry, we got to get married.
So we got married Sunday. We left on a red-eye flight. We're in rehearsal Monday morning at 10 a.m. in New York, and we traveled for 3 years with the tour. 3 years. That took us off the dance scene a lot. We came back one country a few more times, and then she was just done with dancing. She was ready for. She was at a different stage than I was at, and so it was a very amicable kind of situation for both of us. We loved the show. It was great. I wouldn't do it again. It was a very repetitive. It felt like dancing was left me. It was more like being on a factory line of dance. Does that make sense? Opposed to it being the art, because if you did something different from one night to another, you were critiqued, and the dance captain would say like that's not allowed. You got to stick with the choreography exactly the way it is every night. So I felt like I was a bit of a factory line dancer. So I understand the top Broadway dancers only sticking with the show for 3 or 4 months or 6 months, because that's enough for them. But for me, we stuck with it for 3 years, and I'm done with that side of the things.
I would probably agree with you. Tell our people out there about, though you had a West Coast swing career, you had a country western career. Let's talk about ballroom.
Okay, well.
And you came into the scene and crossed over and did the American
That's
Smooth.
your fault.
That's my fault.
It's his fault. So David saw us at a competition my ex-wife and I at a competition, Lisa, at a competition somewhere doing standard. I think it was in Las Vegas or something. I can't remember. And David said, "What are you doing? Like why are you doing standard? This is you're a smooth dancer." So Lisa and I transferred over, and in our first competition was Ohio in Rising Star, and we tied for second against Gunnar, and we actually ended up getting third, and that was like amazing for us. And it was all because of you.
All because of me.
And so then Susan and I, as soon as we started dancing, I hurt my shoulder, which has been the life of our partnership, is me being injured. I hurt my shoulder, and we started doing swing, and because I hurt my shoulder, we couldn't do swing anymore, so we started doing ballroom, and we won Ohio Rising Star in our first year dancing together after 10 months of dancing ballroom together, American Smooth together. So it was pretty amazing.
So I have to tell you, and this is the honest truth, every boy that danced American Smooth, when you were out on the dance floor, every boy that danced American Smooth would have lined up to have danced with you, because you do some of the most amazing different things than any of the other girls on the floor ever did. And I think that that's the feature that every couple in dancing has to be able to do, is to find what it is that they do and bring it to the floor and deliver it with 100% conviction. And the moves that you did, besides the quality of the partnership and the dance partnership and the rehearsal and being together, there is just something that you do that none of the other girls in the Smooth were ever able to do. Would you like to tell anybody what that is, or keep it a secret?
I'll tell you real quick. Shape, you're turning to the right, shape to the right. No, I want to shape to the left. She would change everything that we were doing to make it different, and that's what I loved about her.
Yeah, I can't. For the most part, it was from my lack of training in Smooth. Like, I came into it with a really different background, and so I didn't have maybe like the strong foundation that says you should always do it a certain way.
Okay.
So I think that maybe led to more creativity.
Well, I think that's the beautiful thing of the American Smooth, is there's no specific one style that you have to do except just be in character of the dance. And you had the ability to be able to do that and bring what you did that was so differently and so admired by so many people. And so you will always be remembered as one of those girls in the Smooth that could do things that nobody else could do. And that's usually the way it should go. If you can't do what the best of them do at it, don't do it. And so I think that the two of you, in your career of the American Smooth, I don't think that you realize how many real fans that you had out there, but you were a fantastic asset to the American Smooth style. It's great to have you back in the ballroom with us once again. Congratulations on a great show and a future of dancing, and we're just very happy to have you here this evening. So we will keep you in check with what's going on with Nashville Starz for the rest of the weekend. But another big thank you to Gary McIntyre and Susan Kirklin for putting on a fantastic demonstration for us this evening. Thank you very much, and good night.